everyone, welcome to Ashwin's Astrology. So today we have started this for India versus New Zealand match predictions. So today I have a special friend of mine here, Mr. Rajat Vadva. He is an expert in sports related astrology and he has done many successful predictions and he's very good in Prashna, and throughout the season till now in ICC Cricket World Cup he has done spectacular predictions. So welcome Mr. Rajat Vadva and thank you for collaborating with me. So
Thank you.
yeah, over to you.
So, so we have been talking and discussing from last couple of weeks now कि जब हम लोगों ने prediction किया and we have been seeing and specifically what we have done. दो तरीके होते हैं prediction करने के. पहला तो if I ask one question to you, अच्छा आज इंडिया न्यूजीलैंड में कौन जीतेगा, and at that point of time you make a prashna, you make a chart, and that is the chart called your prashna kundli. And you can take one person or one team as lagna, and the seventh house will be given to opponent. That is one way to do chart analysis and see कि okay, लग्नेश कितना स्ट्रांग है एंड क्या दशा चल रहे हैं. एंड यू कैन जैसे जेनरिक आप प्रोडिक्शन करते हैं किसी नेटिव के लिए, यू कैन डू अप्लाई द सेम कॉन्सेप्ट ऑन स्पोर्ट्स ऑल्सो. ऑफ कोर्स कुछ कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट्स एंड कुछ कुछ हाउसेस का इंटरप्रिटेशन डिफरेंट होता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल 11th हाउस जब हम गेन की बात करते हैं, सो दैट डिपिक्ट्स विन और लॉस ऑफ एनी पर्टिकुलर प्लानट टीम. सिमिलरली जो 7th हाउस होगा उसका जो 11th होगा दैट विल टेल यू कि whether the opponent will be winning or losing. So Prashna chart is one option. Second option is that at the time of toss, for example 2 PM generally हम देख रहे हैं इंडिया में जो टॉस होता है उस टाइम पे आप चार्ट बनाओ, एंड whosoever wins the toss you make them as lagna. You give them a position of lagnesh and then accordingly you start analyzing the chart. And मैंने दोनों ट्राई किए थे in the beginning of the season, and I felt making a chart at the time of toss is more accurate, have more efficiency, where you have a very crystal clear picture कि okay who's the Lagnesh and who's the opponent, and then you can actually apply your Jyotish concept and start predicting. So from 7, 8, 9 matches I've been doing that only. जिसमें के अगर आप देखें उसमें कॉमन चीज़ें हैं कि आपका जो लग्न है वो सेम रहेगा, बिकॉज एवरी डे दिस एट 2 PM सेम लग्ना विल अराइज, एंड द जो प्लानिटरी पोजीशंस है वो सेम रहते हैं, क्योंकि जितने भी बड़े प्लैनेट्स है दे हैव नॉट बीन चेंजिंग देयर पोजीशन अंटिल एटलीस्ट 30th October when Rahu Ketu will change and do the transit. Apart from that, one particular transit becomes very critical in outlining the your result, which is Moon, because Moon being the fastest planet, every 2.5 days is transiting from each and every zodiac. So Moon becomes a critical planet to actually tell you the outcome of the result of the match. So at the time of toss, you will always see where the Moon is transiting, whether it's if it is in Kendra or Trikona of either Lagnesh or on the with the seventh lord, that team will have a upper hand.
Yeah, that makes a fair sense because that's the only way we can actually track for the 2 p.m. because every time it will be the same lagna and almost the same Navamsha. So, but
Right.
yeah, that moon transit, okay. So, as you mentioned, I think we can start with the Prashna, we can start with the both method also. So, we can try to see even in that like what turns out. So even though we may end up in ambiguity at some time if we use the Prashna, but still we can actually try out for India versus New Zealand because this is a very not an easy prediction which we can apply for any of the previous matches. So let's
Right.
begin with that.
Yeah. So we'll do both the concepts first. Okay. If let's take a let's take us as a part of Indian team, and we'll asking okay whether we'll win today or not. Okay, and
Okay.
let's make a.
Yeah, sure. So I will share my screen now for. Uh, so this was casted for 2 p.m. That is the toss time, as you mentioned, India
Yeah.
versus New Zealand. The match starting time. So apart from this, we can put a Prashna also at this time, 10:21 a.m.
Yes.
Yeah.
10:21. Yeah. Right.
So yeah. So Prashna. So okay. I'll put Bengaluru या Delhi.
Yeah. You can put your destination.
Okay.
your city.
Okay. So if I put, it will be Dhanur Lagna right now.
Yeah. So again, because we are representing India, so we'll consider Dhanu Lagna. I mean, Lagnesh will be Jupiter, and Jupiter representing Indian team.
Okay.
So we, yeah. So we can clearly see. I mean, Indian team is comfortably placed in Trikona, which is your fifth house, and of course sitting with Rahu, which is third house of your communication as well as your your overall strategy, and as well as your courage and effort. So clearly creating a lot of positivity in that particular aspect, and clearly aspecting the house of your uh, win.
Yeah, makes sense.
And lot of positive combinations are there. If we see, for example, your ninth as well as 10th lord is sitting in 11th house, which clearly shows lot of again luck favoring India today, and giving a lot of positive outcome in overall throughout the game.
Yeah. Definitely.
And Moon again is sitting in second house, and so again, lot of emotional support from overall your fans at the ground as well as overall country. And because Moon represents emotions, and second house is your house of your family. Here we'll see the fan involvement from second house.
Okay. So, okay. So, do you anytime apply the Navamsha also at this, or how do you, I mean, like, so I
We
think
can
from.
see that we can see the position how powerful the Lagnesh is in Navansha. So, for example, here also Jupiter is sitting in the sixth house, which is house of competition in Navansha, and being lord of your ninth house as well as 12th house, and with the lord of your seventh house as well as second house, which are again a favorable houses. The Pad Prapti comes from seventh house. So, and we always see that positive planet, benefit planets in 3, 6, 10, 11 gives you that comfort instead of they create that easiness in those houses. And when you talk about sixth house, which is house of competition, having two benefit planets certainly will give you a lot of comfort when while fighting with.
1 second, Rajat. Your voice is breaking.
Can you hear me now?
1 second. I think I have to adjust. Huh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now.
So I was saying because sixth house is house of competition, and two benefic planets typically creates that easiness in your life when you fight against the competition. And these are two most benefic planets in the cosmos, which is Jupiter and Venus. Certainly will give you edge over the competition. And also, if you see D9 11th house, again have a benefic planet which is Moon. So, a lot of positivity. Mars is your in
Exalted.
exaltation, exalted, as well as Digbali directional strength,
And there
having
is
your
that change of 8 and 10 also.
yes, absolutely. So, transformation, lot of transformation we'll see during the entire innings, and a lot of activeness we'll see from Indian, whether it's a bowling or a batting. So, in totality, Prashna clearly indicates that there is a high possibility that we are going to win the match.
So yeah, I think so. From through Prashna also now it is very much visible that India has a upper hand to win this match. So even
Yes.
with the opponent like New Zealand, because New Zealand is the table toppers right now and India is in the second, and we have been seeing in the over the time that either India will be first or New Zealand will be first. So it is kind of a table toppers match today. So from
Yes.
okay, so from Prashna, as you mentioned, yeah, we can definitely clearly see that it is visible that India is gonna win the match. So regarding the toss, so we'll shift to this chat. I think India versus New Zealand at
Yeah.
2 p.m. So regarding the toss time, what like how can we say that the toss who could win the toss based on that, based on this?
See, if you see the chart of at the time of toss also, it becomes a Capricorn Lagna where Saturn being Lagnesh, it's Swarashi in second house, so as well as retrograde, of course. Uh, Overall, if you see, Lagnesh is quite comfortable. It's not in a bad position. It's in a great position, and from Lagna also, lot of planets have a energy in Kendras. Even from seventh house also, if you see Lagna as well as seventh house, both have a active energies in their Kendras. As I as I shared in the beginning of the video that everything boils down to moon's transit when we have to predict the outcome of any match. Uh, till yesterday, moon was in Sagittarius. So if you see, it was in the 12th house of Lagna. So clearly, it is indicating the loss of Lagna, Lagnesh. So till yesterday, we were predicting whosoever is winning the toss has to lose the match because Moon, which is the ultimate messenger of the outcome of the or the result, is indicating the loss for Lagnesh. But today, Moon has transited and has come to Lagna, which clearly indicating there is a high possibility that at least today as well as tomorrow, whosoever wins the toss will gonna win the match as well.
Okay.
So, so, so transit of moon becomes very critical while analyzing on a daily basis your outcomes of any activity. Even if you see whatever the predictions we read in newspapers or we see daily predictions on TV channels of astrology, it's purely based on the moon transit only. However, when and where moon is transiting on a daily basis, astrologers predict the outcome of the manifestation. Right.
Uh, just to add on to you, Rajat, Moon is today in Abhijit Nakshatra, so which is a very favorable uh, Navamsha also, and it's going to the mean Navamsha, which is a benefic Navamsha. So, as you mentioned, so Moon transit today is very good, and at the time of toss, so this will also favorable to India actually, or to the
Yes, true.
sorry, this will be favorable to the toss winning team.
Yes, now we just need to see. I mean, Prashna indicates that India gonna win, and the toss chart says whosoever wins the toss gonna win. So whether it, I mean, if both get manifested today, so that is indicating that India gonna win the toss as well as the match as well. So let's see at 2 p.m. who, I mean, around 1:30 the toss happens. We'll see who will
Yeah, I
lead
can
the
shift to
toss.
the 13 hours, 30 minutes.
I think chart will remain same. I mean,
Just the
uh,
degrees of the planet. So moon will almost
planets.
come on the Lagna,
Yeah.
and yeah, both will be in that Abhijit Nakshatra only. So even in D9 also, because it will be so close within 1 degree. Yeah,
Yes. Yes. Even in D9, you will see the Lagnesh is quite comfortable. Again, sitting on its seventh house, aspecting Lagna. Um, Mars exalted in 11th house, which is your ninth lord as well as second lord. So fantastic chart from D9 also.
yeah, definitely. So I think so much of planet concentration in 410 axis and Saturn aspecting the Jupiter. So see Saturn currently now we can take him as stationary because on November 4th he will be turning direct. So
Correct.
10-15 days before he would be in stationary. So today when I checked the ephemeris I could see he's now stationary kind of mode. So now we don't have that effect of Saturn also. So if by seeing that, so I think 410x. So can we see a high scoring match? Like and because of having so much of planetary concentration in 410 axis, and also fourth house represents opposition. So how can we see the opposite opponent team who will respond to the toss winning team? Suppose the India or New Zealand, whoever wins the toss and opts for batting or bowling, how would be the performance of opponent team? Can we say something on this?
I think it's gonna be high scoring match where because Rahu has an impact, and whenever Rahu influence anything, it basically exaggerates. It creates whatever things it does. It does in a larger way. So we can see there is a very high influence of Rahu. Uh, so I mean, the trends we have seen in last few matches that it is a high scoring match. A lot of teams have been scoring good runs, barring yesterday's match where South Africa actually outbeaten England. But when we saw Australia as well as Australia and Pakistan match, both scored 300 plus runs. So the I mean score will be on a higher side only. We just
So
need to see the what kind of margins would be there from a win and lose perspective.
yeah, that's a very good valid point and a very useful one for whoever actually wishes to do I mean experiment on this technique. So that's a very good, because Rahu, as you mentioned, even in the normal predictive astrology also we do say that Rahu, wherever he sits, he just amplifies the thing. So I think that's a very good technique. Thank you, Rajat, on that. So, any other point you can see and mention, or any final comments you want to make on this chart? Like, what could be the winning margin if a second batting team wins? Yeah, the bowling team wins, like that.
I think winning margin it will not be like yesterday's match where team will be losing like 200 plus,
Huh.
or it should be a close match. Um, we as of now I think it will be a close match, but in a the run will be on a higher side. Both the teams will be scoring on a very faster pace, and let's see what gonna happen in the next few weeks. We will also be trying to predict the timing of wickets, because we are parallelly working on that. I think we should also try to predict the timings of fall of wickets, and at least tentative uh, score of first inning or second inning. We are working on few concepts, British concepts, and trying to apply that and see what kind of success rate we are getting, and accordingly we'll create next video and we'll try to apply that also.
Okay, that's a nice idea of predicting for fall of wickets and taking those overs and all, as you mentioned. I think that will be really wonderful. So good luck, Rajat, on those efforts also. I think I'll be looking forward, and every one of us will be looking forward for that.
Yes, I am. There is a Krishnamurti Padhati concept where we can uh, try to apply the concept over there and try to predict the fall of wickets. So we can find out the parameter of between 4 to 5 minutes, and we can see uh, what different thing happens during at the time of match during those 4 5 minutes. It could be. Uh, it could be reaching out to 50, 100, or it could be fall off wicket. So we can try to experiment those concepts in that particular venue as well.
Yeah, that's a good one. So, okay. So I had a one like I did one observation is that we have most of the planets in the Kendras only during this time. So
Yes.
except Saturn and Venus. So and both Saturn and Venus are favorable planets to India. So I don't think this will cause much harm to India. That's why we can see fifth lord also Venus only. So we have such huge support from fans also. Of course, matches are happening in India only, and Saturn is the Yokaraka for India's Lagna, Taurus Lagna. So I think having all the planets in the Kendras, they help each other. So again, this is a very favorable position for India. So like every day we have been seeing. So let's
Yes.
hope for India's win, and we cheer for both the teams. Let them give their best performance today, but we'll hope for India's win. So
So I
your
would say let the toss winning team win the match, and hopefully uh, Indian captain wins the toss today.
yeah, definitely. We'll hope that Rohit Sharma wins the toss today, and finally the win also be of India, as we saw in this chart also. So
Great.
anything else you want to mention?
That's it.
Okay. So that's it for the India versus New Zealand predictions. So thank you, Rajat. Thanks for your time and thanks for your analysis. It was really wonderful to have you, and I hope to have you in many more also, for especially for cricket match predictions and of all sports related predictions. So thank you
Uh,
so much. Thank you for your time, and please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you can follow Mr. Rajat Wadhwa in Twitter under his same name, as you can see on the screen, Mr. Rajat Wadhwa. And also, you have a channel of
YouTube channel.
yeah, Vedic.
Yeah. Vedic Path.
Yeah. So please do. I'll do give the link also in the description. Kindly follow Mr. Rajat Wadhwa. You'll get a very wonderful content there as well. Thank you.